Alright, let's do it. Hard to believe it's been already a year, right?
Okay. Why did you start your YouTube channel?
Because I want to have 1,000,000 subscribers and a shit ton of money.
Nice.
No, for real, I think I started the YouTube channel out of boredom.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus,
Coronavirus.
coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation.
Should I grab a glass of wine? Should you grab a glass of wine?
Should I grab a glass of whiskey?
And me a wine.
Okay, let's get drinks. Cheers. That's a strong cheer. So why did I start my YouTube channel? I started because out of boredom, and during the first lockdown I played video games all day every day, and I had my time of my life actually. I have no regrets whatsoever. Then the summer came, everything kind of went back to normal, and I finally had a business to run and everything just seemed wonderful. But then the second lockdown happened, and I immediately knew that I'm not gonna waste another 2 or 3 months with doing nothing. So I wanted to find a way how to keep creating and express my creative side, and YouTube kind of checked all the boxes. And I'm happy that I started my YouTube channel because the second lockdown lasted till next summer? So yeah, it was quite a lot of spare time in my life.
What have you learned in the past year?
Oh, that's a solid question. Throughout the whole past year, I think I have learned quite a lot of new things. And the channel itself went through so many different phases. It was like I was a teenage boy all over again, Mom, it's not a phase, it's real me. And yeah, I think every month or two, I was interested in something completely different. First, I started with creating small product commercials. Then I understood that it's cool and all, but not really my thing. Then I was super interested in cinematography, and I started to make my first short films. After making 3 or 4 short films, I realized that actually I miss taking photos, so I started to do that more, and now in the past months I've been super passionate about film photography. I've been making videos for past 5 years, I would say, and most of the things I just listed were new to me, or I didn't give a chance to try to do them, so I would say I learned quite a lot of new things this year.
I do love the person that asked the next question, and that is, how did you get your girlfriend to agree to everything you asked?
Who was that person? You?
No, there's someone else, but I love them.
I think I'm just a master manipulator. How about we go tonight to Rotterdam with the last train and stay all night there, taking night photography, and then with the first train come back? Sounds good?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You know that I love you, right?
Put a pony first with a smoking room, going over 50 bucks, Put a pony first with a smoking room, going over 50 bucks,
Alright, we are in Rotterdam.
And yeah, I think it's also fair to say that the past year has been pretty tough for her.
I can't!
You can.
I can't do the eyes open thing. I can't stay in the water long enough. It's freezing outside. How can I be happy when it is this freezing? Look at my breath. I have to submit like papers and I've got deadlines. It's fine. Once again, I sign up to do not so smart things. Help.
But to be honest, I think she's been quite excited for the most of the things, so it's not been that hard for her to agree, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Plus, you're very easy to please. Every time.
What do you mean?
Not like that.
No, I didn't
Look.
even mean like that. What do you mean, please?
Well, whenever there's something you don't really want to do, I just tell you that, well, you're gonna get fries in the end, and you're like, yeah, sure, fine.
Maya, in her natural habitat, a wild animal seeking for fries. She looks confused because there's not that much fries left.
Kokostást, vinjem. David?
Confused Maya is starting to get angry.
Ew. Cosa dare?
So yeah, every time when she helps me, she gets fries for it. But then again, I also, of course, I can't deny that she's been one of the most supportive persons. And you have helped me so much throughout this past year, and I think it also would be fair to say that most of the content I created in the past year wouldn't be made if it wasn't for you and helping me out with everything. So I help her, she helps me, and she eats fries and everybody's happy.
How much money did you make from YouTube?
Somebody thinks that I'm making money on YouTube.
Apparently.
Zero. Nothing. But I have spent shit ton of money. That's kind of sad.
It's not sad, it's just
I have
the
spent,
beginning
I
process.
think I have spent well over 1K at least.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like the spacesuit itself was like, the photo shoot, the concept itself was like what, 400 in total?
300, I think.
300, 400, 500, yeah.
I
We
mean,
have spent shit ton of money in the past year.
I know.
With like all the overnight stays and
I know.
everything. But then again, I don't feel bad for it. I would do it like, I will still do it also without the YouTube. It's just, we had like quite a fun.
Yeah,
I would
true.
say.
True. So someone said, I noticed your photography has changed a bit over the past year. What led to that? Especially the color scheme of your photos.
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you for recognizing that, first of all. Second of all, I did switch it up quite a bit because, okay, I'll put it like this. We as creators do tend to get inspired by other creators. And no cap, like one of my biggest inspirations at that time was Alan Palander. I hope I didn't just butcher his name, but yeah, he was one of the biggest inspirations at that time, and like his photos are so sick, and like when you go to his Instagram feed, it just like blows you away. And yeah, I admire the guy, but after a while of editing in that style, I started to come to some limitations, I would say. For example, if I do take like a very nice colorful photo, I need to almost desaturate most of the colors just to make the photo blend into the feed. And I think it's kind of stupid when you start to edit photos just for the feed, but not the photos themselves. I like my photos to be colorful and vibrant. I want to edit the photos in a way that each photo can be enjoyed separately, and think less about if it will look cool on the Instagram feed. Don't get me wrong, Alan's photos still look sick individually and on the feed, but we are just two completely different photographers, and what works for him doesn't work for me.
What do you like the most about the creative process?
Generally, I would say that I like to bring the story through the visuals and build and choose the set. But damn, do I love color grading videos.
What do you like most about YouTube?
People. it's for sure people. It's been so cool to connect and chat with people from different countries and talk gear and life. And I maybe don't have a lot of subscribers, but throughout the whole past year, I definitely had some great connections with few of my subscribers. And even lately, when we went to Italy, I was able to hit up one of my subscribers. He's from Italy, and ask like, what are the best routes to travel through the Italy and so on. So yeah, I'm looking more forward to that, and yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Why did you start shooting with film? Photos are amazing, but it looks like such a hassle.
First of all, thank you. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's such a inconvenient way of how to take photos these days, but I had so much fun with shooting film. I haven't had that type of fun in a really, really good time. And it also brings a different type of difficulty, different level of difficulty, but in a really good way. Usually shooting digital, I would burst like 1,000 photos at least. You know how it is. And I would be really happy with maybe 2 to 3 photos. But now when I'm shooting film, where there's only 15 photos, usually I'm happy with at least half of the roll, or like 10 photos. So the ratio is quite different.
Are you using any digital marketing tools to reach your potential audience?
Nothing really specific. Of course, I do use hashtags on Instagram, and for YouTube, I think my video titles should attract like-minded people. But I do YouTube for fun. Sitting, thinking, scheming, how to reach the right audience, that's not fun for me. My fun is to create photos and videos and share it.
Have you at any point forgotten or almost lost any of your gear in the last year?
No, but that's probably thanks to you.
Very true.
Because when I'm shooting something, I'm like so focused on what I'm trying to capture, when only after several minutes I would realize that, wait, hold up, where is my camera backpack, or where's my lens? And then Maya is always like, don't worry, it's with me.
What was the weirdest / funniest thing that happened?
Weirdest? I think you can agree on this. The weirdest one was, I think, when we went to Amsterdam and the city was completely wiped out.
You mean during winter?
Yeah. I have been in Amsterdam many times, and it's always like packed with people. So going there and seeing it completely empty felt really surreal.
Are there any bucket list goals that you did not complete?
Yeah, quite many. I would love to travel more, do more things, but with all the restrictions and the fact that I'm not super loaded, it's been quite limiting to say the least.
How many beers have you finished?
Who asked that question?
Edgar's.
Brewers? Well, you already know, buddy, that I'm a whiskey type of guy. Cheers.
What has been the biggest challenge or the craziest thing that you have done so far for YouTube channel?
For sure, building a spacesuit. From where I first came up with the idea till I actually shot the first photos, it was like 2 months of work. Now that I look back at the photos, I love them, but I also feel the pain. But I'm still super proud of what Maya and I were able to create.
Up top. Do you have a video that you are most proud of?
Most proud of. Alright. I think the video, the short film we made based on your poem. When you watch it all the way and see the end scene, even though I was the one who shot and edited the whole video and I have seen it like 1,000 times at least, the ending still gives me goosebumps. Also, Lost in the Record Store is my favorite portrait shoot from the last year. It was my second time shooting with a film camera, and after I received the scans, I was so hyped. That's when I really fell in love with the film photography.
Looking back, is there anything that you would do differently?
for sure try to be less awkward in my first videos. Jesus Christ, it looked like I put myself a little and tried to hold it throughout the whole video. What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my first video. Glad to see you here. So, who am I? What am I doing here? My name is David and I'm a photographer and video creator, originally coming from Latvia, but for the past 2 years I've been living in the Netherlands. And yeah, I took all of those videos down because it was just too hard to watch myself suffer. But then again, I feel like that's a learning experience you need to go through in order to start to feel more comfortable in front of the camera and, you know, be you.
And the last question. What is your bucket list for next year?
I do have some cool things in store, like relatively soon. But one thing that I learned throughout the past year was to don't make long-term plans. Because a lot of my long-term plans fell apart, and not because I couldn't do it or because I didn't want to do it, but because in times we are living right now, and you never know what the next week is gonna bring. Like, I will quote my good friend, baby steps, step by step, day by day, and we'll see where we end up. What I do know is that I would like to keep creating for YouTube. I would still like to build these connections and answer your questions, your guys' questions, and help you to realize your creative visions. And yeah, just have fun and yeah, enjoy the time.
Sounds awesome.
Alright guys, that's a wrap. Thank you for the questions. This was really fun for me. I hope you also enjoyed the video. If you did, you already know what to do. Press the like button, make sure to subscribe, and keep creating, buddy. If they're not gonna subscribe and like this video, I'm not gonna get million subscribers and I'm not gonna get loaded. So please do.